Today we have a big news video. We are going to give you a big update on Nick Aldis and NWA because yes, there is some stuff happening there. More to the video that I posted previously. Also, Sasha Banks teasing her WWE return. We have an update on that. And yes, we do have a really big update on a new AEW signing. Sounds like this person chose not to go to WWE. We're going to talk about it all in today's video. As always, timestamps in the description down below. But first, let me tell you about my awesome giveaway. Guys, the tweet link is going to be in the description down below. I'm giving away one titanium black Ridge wallet. And essentially, this is an easy contest, right? All you got to do is follow the Twitter, like this tweet. The link is in the description down below. And yes, the contest ends December 31st at 11:59 p.m. We'll go on a live stream, spin a wheel. Somebody's going to get a free wallet thanks to our partner at Ridge Wallet. So make sure you guys check out that link in the description down below. All right, guys, I want to kick things off. Let's talk about Nick Aldis. Very, very interesting stuff here because as you guys may have heard, I talked about Nick Aldis basically putting in his notice to the NWA and he plans on leaving the company. And of course, this is generating actually quite a bit of conversation because while a lot of people don't necessarily watch NWA or talk about NWA on this YouTube channel and the comment section or perhaps my Discord, a lot of people have taken a lot of notice in the fact that basically Nick Aldis was NWA. I think he made NWA a very prominent company when they came back. I think a lot of people took NWA and more specifically Billy Corgan serious when they saw everything that they were doing together. So now the NWA responds and basically they have suspended Nick Aldis. So he's not going to be on the pay-per-views this weekend. There's no further information from NWA. They might comment on it at a later time. But essentially, my previous video, I spoke about WWE being interested in Mickie James and Nick Aldis. There was a report, there was a rumor for a while that WWE might have interest in them. And now that he's putting in his notice, it's very well possible he could go to WWE. I also want to make it very clear, on Twitter, Karrion Kross was asked by a fan, or tweeted by a fan, about the potential matchup of Karrion Kross versus Nick Aldis. He responded, he said he was game. Nick Aldis responded to that saying, me too. So obviously a lot of people are kind of excited about the possibility of Nick Aldis going to WWE, which I think definitely makes sense in this situation. I got to admit though, this is a very interesting thing for NWA because it appears to me that Billy Corgan and the NWA are very, very much firm on the fact that they cannot put together Empower 2, which would have been another all-women's pay-per-view. And basically, one of the things that keeps getting brought up, the common trend here is anytime it gets brought up is that they don't have world-class women to be able to wave the flag for NWA and essentially put together a classic pay-per-view. I thought Empower 1 was actually pretty solid, so why not do another one? Billy Corgan doesn't seem like, you know, he says he wants to do it, but it doesn't seem like he actually wants to do it. Trevor Murdoch was pretty outspoken about it. And you know, I think it's very interesting because Nick Aldis has taken to Twitter and basically said himself, like, these types of things, right? Like these comments, it's part of the reason why he wanted out. And now there's also talk about the way NWA had treated Mickie James being another reason as to why Nick Aldis wanted out. So this to me could always be repaired, but I just don't think it's going to be. I think at this point, NWA is missing out on their top star. And look, let's just be honest here. NWA has everything to lose and nothing to gain from this. So it's just a really shitty situation altogether. All right, guys, we have been talking about Sasha Banks, Naomi coming back to WWE, and what's the scenario there? What's the situation? What are we going to see come from this? Because one day they're not listed internally, the next day they're listed internally. Then there was people talking on social media because of the WWE intro, including Sasha and Naomi on the intro. So obviously a lot of people are wondering what's happening. Sasha Banks a few days ago put out a very interesting Instagram story, which led people to believe that she is on her way back to WWE. And now Sasha Banks posting a picture with Juventud Guerrero. I'm so bad with names, but nonetheless, basically, you know, this is what's happening. Sasha Banks is training for a return. And people want Sasha Banks back. If Sasha Banks and Naomi are back in the WWE, a lot of people are going to be wondering, when is it happening? I know this because I'm seeing a lot of people talk about it. A lot of people are asking about it. A lot of people are curious about it. She's returning for an in-ring return. When does WWE bring her back? Well, we all know that WWE has a very interesting situation going on with the Judgment Day and the OC. They're going to need a woman to help them out and level out the playing field. Is it a possibility that Sasha Banks could come back as soon as Survivor Series? Is this a situation where WWE saves Sasha Banks for the Royal Rumble, where maybe Sasha Banks returns as number 30, ends up winning the Rumble, goes on to headline WrestleMania? Is this a situation where WWE waits until January 2023 and Sasha Banks returns for the WWE Raw 30-year anniversary? There's a lot of situations or scenarios where I can see her returning. I think all of them truly make sense. It really just depends on when she specifically wants to come back, and I guess when WWE wants to bring her back. But it almost appears to me like Sasha Banks returning to WWE probably happening at this rate. All right, guys, I want to turn our attention to Bandito. Yes, Bandito is the man who has signed with AEW, and it's very interesting because there was talks of Triple H and WWE potentially being interested in bringing in Bandito. Then we made a video before about Bandito, who verbally agreed to the deal, but then never signed the deal, was potentially looking at other offers, whatever it may be. Now the Wrestling Observer has reported that the masked wrestler is All Elite. Yeah, that's right. So it appears that he has indeed signed with the company, pen to paper. However, one thing that's really interesting here is AEW obviously didn't put out the official tweet. So I don't know exactly what AEW will do here, but I want to bring this up because Leo Rush was speaking on the Say Less podcast, and we all remember Leo Rush, and one of the things that he said was that he believed AEW didn't know what to do with him. And, you know, I kind of feel like that's a common trend with some of these new signings in AEW. People get signed, and then there's really no path. There's no plan. There's no anything that happens with it. So I don't know what AEW will do with Bandito. I feel like AEW, especially when it comes to this North American audience, they need to really present Bandito as a top guy. I think he has all the skill in the world to be a top guy. I think he is a great signing for AEW, but I can't sit here and act like I'm not concerned as to whether or not Bandito will be successful in AEW, because truth be told, we saw what's happened with so many. Where's Miro? Where's Powerhouse Hobbs? Where's a lot of these people? We saw what happened to Brian Cage. Now Brian Cage is all of a sudden back on TV and people are supposed to care. That's just not how it works. That's just not how it works. And I don't really care what anybody tells me. If you want people to succeed, you got to put them on TV. You got to put them in meaningful feuds. You got to build them up the correct way. We've seen people in WWE get built up the correct way. We've saw people in WWE not get built up the correct way. We see it in AEW more often than not. People are not being built up the correct way. Bandito is a great talent. I feel like he should be a top star. That's just my opinion. Let me know what you guys think.